Breaking news coming in. Jacqueline Fernandez gets bail. That is the breaking news. Bail granted to Jackie. The latest coming in at the moment. Remember, this is the story which was a bail plea order that was going to be pronounced in the 200 crore rupees extortion case involving Sukesh Chandrashekar. We've been keeping a close watch on this one. Anisha breaking the story first. Anisha, you're getting us updates from court. Jacqueline gets bail. What does the court order say?
Well, the detailed order of the court will be released after a short while, but Jacqueline Fernandez has been granted bail in the ED case relating to the money laundering allegations against Sukesh Chandrashekar and the money trail allegations against the actor herself. The court has granted her bail on a personal bond plus surety of 2 lakh rupees each. The other conditions, etc., of the bail will be made clear once the order copy is released by the trial court. But what we can tell you right now is that Jacqueline Fernandez has been granted bail by the court at Patiala House. The enforcement directorate, remember, had opposed the bail, but the court had questioned why she was not arrested during the investigation period at any point of time. The court had also questioned what kind of allegations have been placed against her. But this was all done during the arguments before the court. You remember that Jacqueline is already named in the charge sheet. Charge sheet has been filed against her. She is a named accused who will have to eventually face trial. And this was the summons that had been issued to her. This was the
defense's argument. There seems like some very strong arguments right there from the defense, given that the court has granted bail to Jacqueline.
Well, the issue in a case like this is not just what the arguments by the defense are, but also what the allegations by the prosecution are. Remember, the court itself had also questioned why Jacqueline has never been arrested in this particular case. Her defense lawyer, of course, had raised the argument that she was not aware of what Sukesh Chandrashekar was doing, that whatever money trail has been drawn to her does not, she has already returned the money that was spent by Sukesh Chandrashekar. She had also raised the argument that she was not a participant in the crimes that Sukesh Chandrashekar has committed. So with all of those arguments given by her defense counsel now, and the court also taking note of the fact that she had not been arrested by the ED at any point during the investigation or even prior to or after the charge sheet being filed, the court has granted her bail. But remember, the ED has also made it clear that Jacqueline will not be allowed to leave the country. This is something that the ED had raised earlier as well, that the reason that they were opposing her bail was that she could be a flight risk because she's an actor, because she has the acquaintances and friends and the co-workers across the world, that she could escape from the country.
So did the defense continue to maintain that Jackie was indeed a victim of a larger conspiracy? Perhaps that would have been their strongest argument.
Well, yes, that is the line that Jacqueline Fernandez and her lawyers have taken so far, that she was not aware of what Sukesh Chandrashekar was up to, that she was somebody who's been duped by him. But remember, during the investigation and in the charge sheet, especially the ED has said that Jacqueline Fernandez had visited Sukesh Chandrashekar in jail. She was aware of what he was doing. She was the recipient and the beneficiary of the money that Sukesh Chandrashekar had earned from his illicit activities. Now, what we also need to remember is that Jacqueline Fernandez is not an accused in the main CBI case, which is against Sukesh Chandrashekar for cheating, impersonation, fraud, etc. What she is accused of is in the ED case. The enforcement directorate had said that Jacqueline Fernandez was a direct beneficiary of the ill-gotten gains that Sukesh Chandrashekar had amassed, that she was aware of what the money was coming from, where the money trail led, and that is why she was somebody who was questioned multiple times by the enforcement directorate to find out the trail of money that was taken by Sukesh Chandrashekar by duping several persons, by conducting criminal activities. And then she had also received a lot of gifts, a lot of monetary benefits from Sukesh Chandrashekar, which is why the ED was keen on naming her as an accused in the charge sheet. But that is also the reason why the court seems to have accepted their argument that she was not directly involved in the crime itself.
We don't have the exact court order at the moment, is it?
No, but at the moment, all we know is a one-line sentence read out by the court staff of Special Judge Chandra Malik, who said that Jacqueline Fernandez has been granted bail, 2 lakh ka muchalka. That is all that we know officially right now. The order copy will be released by later this evening. Of course, Jacqueline Fernandez and her lawyers are still inside the courtroom even as we speak. They are getting the formalities done. They're waiting for the paperwork.
Advocate Patil, who has appeared for Jacqueline, is now joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Patil, it's relief coming in for your client right there. The defense is largely, from what I understand from our legal eagle, Anisha Mathur, is also rested upon the argument that Jacqueline happens to be a victim of a larger criminal conspiracy. If you could expand a little more on that.
Well, see, right now the order are yet to receive. But what we primarily can say that the main matter, the sequence of events speak that the main accused has used modular phone technology, spoof call technology to cheat his victims. Okay, so the main complaint was conned for an amount of rupees 200 crores. The same modus operandi was used against Jacqueline. If that may be the case, then she is a victim of the matter and not an accused. But we still are waiting for the orders of the Honorable Court. Once the order is in hand, we'll be able to maybe articulate on this better.
The case of modified prosecution?
Sorry? No, we are not saying it's nullified, but it's just that prima facie there is no legal case made out against her.
But she knew where the proceeds are coming from. She knew where the proceeds are coming from.
Evidence. Not a single iota of evidence in the entire charge sheet, and that is not even in the allegation.
Right. And what about the allegations put forth by the investigation agencies, especially the Enforcement Directorate against Jacqueline, Mr. Patil?
So, if you read the charge sheet / complaint that has been filed, there is not even one iota of evidence which says that Jacqueline knew about the existence of Aditi Singh or the proceeds of crime. Show me one evidence in form of a WhatsApp message or a text message or any form, direct or indirect. There's nothing. I'm so sorry, I need to go. I guess, I have to just get them with the
No, I appreciate you taking the time out and joining us with that first up reaction. Of course, it's a relief coming in for your client right there. Anisha still continues to be with us. Anisha, you heard what Advocate Patil had to say about this. If you can expand further in terms of the arguments, and they're saying that the prosecution failed to submit any kind of evidence against the allegations that they had put forth. If you could tell us a little more about that as well.
Well, the ED, remember, had filed a supplementary, that is a second charge sheet in the money laundering case against Sukesh Chandrashekar, and in the second charge sheet, Jacqueline Fernandez had been made an accused in the matter. Now, the documents have, according to the ED, Sukesh Chandrashekar had given expensive presents, including luxury cars. She had also agreed to receive gifts as well as monetary benefits from Sukesh Chandrashekar. And because of these allegations, the ED had said that because she was involved in the money trail, that is why she has been made an accused. Now remember, during the arguments as well, while the ED was saying that she was aware of what was happening, where the money was coming from, she was aware of the allegations against Sukesh Chandrashekar, I beg your pardon? She was aware of what was going on. Her lawyers had, however, argued that she was not aware of Sukesh Chandrashekhar's actual role or actual identity. Her lawyers had argued that she is somebody who's been duped by Sukesh Chandrashekar.